What's going on? We back, Goodfella Sports TV. One to lead y'all guys from one last video for my boxing heads tonight. Don't forget we on Facebook and Twitter. Both links in the description. You can follow us on Facebook, Still the Boxing Clinic, and more. You can follow us on Twitter as well. Also, you can join our Facebook group. Salute to everybody that joined the Facebook group and all social media platforms we working on. All right. Apparently, the WBC has made Yordenis Ugas the mandatory under everybody knows since Keith Thurman elected to take another fight. I didn't hear any statement from Mauricio Suleiman Jr. or nothing like that. From what I heard, the WBC just didn't want to make Errol Spence and Shawn Porter next. And another integral part of the situation just went out his way to make sure that fight didn't happen next. And he was sitting way in the back today. You didn't get to see him. But that's Shawn Porter's daddy, okay? Shawn Porter pops don't want that fight. He went out his way to make sure that fight didn't happen, for what I understand. I'm not going to get into the particulars. That's their private business. But now Yordenis Ugas, when I read it, is the mandatory challenger for Shawn Porter. It says on Boxing Scene that Shawn Porter will be taking on mandatory challenger Yordenis Ugas March 9th, Las Vegas, okay? They're going to headline their own card. Shawn Porter get to have a easy, well, I ain't going to say easy. He get to have a good title defense versus Yordenis Ugas. I wouldn't call it a 50-50 fight. I think this fight plays into Ugas' hands. Ugas is a patient counterpuncher, and they should have fought a year ago. This is another fight we should have got a year ago. This fight was supposed to happen on the Fox prelim card to counter McGregor and the Mayweather card. Ugas ended up beating up on, he beat up somebody that night. Thomas Delorme, okay? This is a fight we should have already got. Don't understand why they didn't go ahead and do the Berto mandatory here. I know Shawn wasn't too keen on fighting Berto again, but all of a sudden, Shawn Porter now has 3 mandatories, okay? Yordenis Ugas, Andre Berto, Keith Thurman, okay? When he chooses to come back. We'll talk about a lot of things tomorrow. I'm going to say some of that content about the sizing up of Earl and Mikey. Earl not talking about Terrence Crawford. And we'll talk about Earl, you know, pulling Keith Thurman whole card. And if you missed it today, we did a live reaction to and did commentary on PBC announcing the Fox card. But it's funny how now Shawn Porter has 3 mandatories. Shawn Porter even said it today that he thought the Errol Spence fight was going to be one of the easiest fights to make. But then again, it seems to the naked eye that you're fighting a voluntary challenger, because that's what it is. You had 2 mandatories, not 3. This is a voluntary challenger. They made him a mandatory to have Shawn Porter save face, okay? That's exactly what it is. Because Shawn Porter easily could have fought Errol Spence. Errol Spence wanted to fight Shawn Porter. He said it was the easiest fight to make. They both had available fight dates. They both could have came back and they fighting within a week of each other. Errol Spence is fighting pay-per-view versus Mikey March 16th. He fighting March 9th. And he fighting a useless fight that nobody give a hell about versus Yordenis Ugas. And Mikey Garcia, Errol Spence is fighting Mikey Garcia because Mikey Garcia, like Terrence Crawford, the only 2 fighters that team seem to be calling Errol Spence out. So at the end of the day, it's the business of boxing. It's too right for them to get it right, to be honest. All right. You know, somehow Ugas became the 3rd mandatory challenger for Shawn Porter. It makes you scratch your head. Shawn Porter, Errol Spence fighting from a week apart. And they couldn't just go ahead and make the fight happen, okay? Quite frankly, don't nobody care about Mikey Garcia, Errol Spence. This fight is something that Mikey Garcia pursued. Obviously, most people would like to see Mikey Garcia fight Lomachenko, then tries to look and come up versus Errol Spence at a later date. Your hardcore purist fan would take Shawn Porter over Errol Spence any day of the week, but Shawn Porter's team didn't want that fight, okay? That's just the fact of the matter. It's just one man in that camp that didn't want that fight, and that fight ain't going to happen because of that guy got too much control, too much pull over his son. I gave it away. And he runs everything. So Shawn Porter, he ain't a boss. He don't make his own decisions. His daddy makes all the decisions, man, and it's unfortunate because I think that young champion or young title holder really wanted to fight Errol Spence next. But the WBC didn't want it. You know, his team didn't want it. So he going to get a title defense now. It'll be effed up if he messed around and lost to Yordenis Ugas and didn't even make it to see Errol Spence, because Yordenis Ugas ain't no walk in the park. He's a good fighter, but I think Shawn Porter worked great, would have ultimately buzzsaw him down and chop him down. I think Shawn Porter would beat him unanimous decision. He would just outwork him. Ugas is very, very patient, picks his shots well. I just don't think he got enough power and enough aggression to keep Shawn off of him. But it's a very, very good fight. You know, I'm not a fight that I want to see because, in my opinion, why not Shawn Porter, Errol Spence? This is basically a voluntary that they turn into a mandatory at the last minute to make it look like Shawn Porter saving face. Because he ain't fighting Berto, he ain't fighting Keith, he should be fighting Earl. You know, and you can say the same thing about Earl. He should be fighting Terrence. You know, but like I said, I say that content for tomorrow. But I just find it funny how the WBC changes the rules on the go. You know, I mean, fighters got to stop supporting these sanctioning belt bodies, man, and bond together, man. That's square biz right there. They got to start, you know, putting respect on the sanctioning belt bodies that follow the rules like the IBF. The WBC is a whole joke since Mauricio Suleiman Jr. took over from his dad. He's killed the prestige of this belt. This belt goes on money and the rules he make on a day-to-day basis. He changed the rules all the time. They're not about representing the best title holder in the division or the best champion in the division. They're about what's more lucrative for the team or for the WBC in general. No way you can try to tell me Ugas, Andre Berto, or Keith Thurman at this point deserve a WBC title shot more than the IBF title holder and Errol Spence. No way, no how, Jose. You know, Mikey Garcia should be fighting Lomachenko in the perfect world. Shawn should be fighting Earl in the perfect world. Or Terrence Crawford should be fighting Earl in the perfect world. And Shawn should be fighting Keith Thurman in the perfect world. You know, Keith Thurman don't deserve a Josito Lopez tune-up. Keith Thurman deserves you fight Shawn Porter, or we strip you of your Super WBA title. Period. He shouldn't be allowed to tune up. I don't care his shoulder, his back, his butt, his glutes, his legs, his ankles. I don't care about all that. You had a whole 2 years to heal up, jump back in there with the Lions. You beat Shawn Porter once, can't beat him again? And what have Ugas done to deserve a title shot at Shawn Porter? What has he done to deserve a title shot at Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford, Keith Thurman? He beat Thomas Delorme, man. He beat Ray Robinson, man. Those 2 wins, it makes you a title challenger? No, it don't. No, it don't. But like I said, I don't mind the fight. I just hate that they finessed the fans and made this a mandatory title shot. I hate that. Oh, it's a mandatory now. You know, then Shawn Porter should only have to fight 2 mandatories then. This and Andre Berto, Keith Thurman next. You know. But, you know, congratulations to Ugas, excuse me. He grinded hard. He lost to Amir Ahmad early in his career, took some lumps on the head. And once again, it's another fighter showing that, you know, just because I got an L, okay, it don't mean I can't bounce back and become a title holder or challenge for a title again. Them L's don't mean nothing. I overcame losses. Now I'm all about, you know, touching titles and touching M's, okay? Shawn Porter the same way. I got 2 losses in the draw. I still became a world title holder. We need more guys like Shawn Porter and Ugas to be the poster child for boxing. No matter if we got our butt kicked or we lost by an inch, we lost by a country mile, we still came back and we still got back to the top of the mountain. That's what boxing is all about. It's about falling off, overcoming, and getting redemption and prospering against all odds. And both fighters are poster childs for redemption, bouncing back from multiple losses, and gaining and working for titles and winning titles. And Ugas is back in the title hunt. So you got to respect that. Both of these dudes don't got to owe, but it doesn't take away from the mystique of this fight. To me, it adds more fire to the flames. They're more hungry not to lose again. Because then they know what that journey is multiple times trying to reclimb that mountain and regain, you know, being the title holder. So respect, salute to Yordenis Ugas, salute to Shawn Porter. And that's why I like this fight. Because it's 2 hard-working fighters that took losses, took lumps before, and now they climbing back to the top. Don't forget, we on Facebook and Twitter. Also, the Facebook group, those links in the description. Also, want to know where the instrumental come and intro music. That link's in the description as well. You go ahead and email us as well. Business sponsorship, video requests. You can DM me on Twitter, Facebook for those as well. Also, you want to make a donation to the channel. That link's in the description as well. Salute to all the brothers that do donate. I definitely appreciate it. Do me one better. Share the videos, man. Share them across YouTube. Share them across social media. Y'all know what it is.